Brand new music now from Calgary, Alberta native Lori Kole and the Rains.
Daddy had a horse named Midnight. To me, he was 10 feet tall. He'd take him all day on the cattle drive. We could hear him coming home. He said, I'll put you in the saddle if you want me to, but there's one thing you can't do. Never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Find a way to hold on no matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I know your heart, and you've got what it takes to never let go, no, never let go of the reins. He said, my girl, you're becoming a woman now. You'll be headed out before you know. If you think midnight was a crazy ride, just wait until you hit the world. Stay up in the saddle like I taught you to, and when life's bucking you, never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Find a way to hold on no matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I know your heart, and you've got what it takes to never let go, no, never let go of the reins. So boy, you better know about the rodeo you're jumping in, 'cause I still love the way Daddy taught me to live. Never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Find a way to hold on no matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I know your heart, and you've got what it takes to never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Never let go, no, never let go of the reins.
Calgary, Alberta's own Lori Kole and the Rains. Brand new music from her, and I actually have Lori on the phone. She's not out west in Canada. She's actually somewhere a lot warmer than that right now. You're down in Arizona. How are you tonight, Lori?
Hey, Roz, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on the show. And yes, it is hot here.
Well, it's great to have you here on the show. Yes, it's about 24 degrees here right now, which is a little warm for just a little after 8 o'clock. But we're not going to worry about it because you being Canadian as well, you know that we can get 5 feet of snow in a matter of hours, and it can be minus 40 with the wind chill. So hot, as long as you stay cool, hot is not a bad thing.
It's true. The air conditioning's on. And yes, I've seen snow in July during the Calgary Stampede and hail. So you know what? I actually miss it a little bit. The changes of the seasons. I do.
You probably just miss it enough just to think about it. But do you really miss it?
I miss the rain. I don't miss the snow. We've only been down here for 10 months, so it is super smoking hot. Like it's 107 Fahrenheit, and I haven't learned the whole conversion thing yet. It's got to be 40 something.
Yeah, that's warm. Definitely warm. And
it's hot.
And so's the music that you're putting out as well. Brand new music here, The Rains. It's been out for a little bit now. I know we were talking a few weeks ago about having you here on the show, and you've got lots of other stuff out as well. Tell us about the recording of The Rains here.
Well, I've been working on the Rains. I started writing it actually during COVID with one of my favorite writers, Adam Wheeler, based out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this song in my brain for years, and it really is an empowerment song. It's about self-belief, confidence, embracing your true self. And it's very autobiographical because I wrote this song. It's a tribute to my dad. So just a little history on him. He was like a cattle rancher and an entrepreneur and successful and just very hardworking. He instilled in us, the values, that we were lucky enough to get. Not all kids, have, the best of parental guiding, but he was always very empowering, and he did have this horse named Midnight, and he taught us to ride on him. And so the song is very true. It's just about taking control of life, making decisions, that align with your core values. And, so that's basically where the song came about. And, he did have a horse named Midnight, and he'd round cattle, and we could always hear him coming home. So we based the song around that, and the idea just behind it was never let go. During the time COVID was happening, there was a lot of controls that were being, taken away. It was getting really weird. I just wanted to put this out to the world, really, to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I imagine it's going to make its way onto the independent charts, and I hope it keeps on rising up. How long have you been in the music industry? This is, as I was saying off the air, we've actually had music here in the system from you from a few years back, actually back before 2010. So you've been in it for a little bit now.
I have. You're aging me. I love it. I embrace my age. You know what? I've been writing and recording music since, I initially, in the late 90s, I sent one out, and then I stopped and had a family. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, three kids that are grown now. And I've always kept writing. I'm a registered nurse, which is what brought me down here. Mm-hmm. And I also have always stayed professionally in the music scene, just writing songs, releasing them, and singing, doing my shows, getting some cool openers. And it really is it's my fun place to be. It's creative, and I just love singing to people and delivering, a message. I think more over the last few years, I've started, writing more songs that are empowering, and I don't really care so much about what's popular. I'm writing more about what's important to me and the message that I want to deliver. Mm-hmm. So last year I released Annie. I was talking to you about that off air, and that song was really important because it talked about missing, murdered Indigenous women and the problem and the just social issue all behind that, and that was released last year. Mm-hmm. And then this year, I had this song I wanted to release. So I've got another one coming up in the fall, mm-hmm. and I'm just continuing on writing what's in my heart and what I think that people would like to hear about.
Absolutely. Well, I was saying there we had music here in the system, and we're going to play one of the earlier ones of Laurie Kole.
I love that one.
Here's Bare Feet and Butterflies. We'll be back with her right after the song.
It's summertime and there's tiger lilies waking up on the side of the road. I've been chasing my tail way too long, and it's time that I go home. I gotta water my roots and fill my boots with memories and good old friends. Going home is like a kind of therapy, the only place where I'm gonna find me is down at the end of a dirt road. I never left 'cause I never really let go. Still the carefree, innocent girl whose little farm was her whole wide butterfly. I'll throw my arms around some more folks before they start to disappear. Listen to a bit of that radio station, the only one that comes in clear. We'll sing along to some old song, dance around the living room. And even though I know I'll have to leave again, doesn't matter, 'cause where I am is down at the end of a dirt road. I never left 'cause I never really let go. Still the carefree, innocent girl whose little farm was her whole wide world. I don't wear hand-me-downs and I don't chew crack grass. A lot of things have gone in my past. Truth is deep down inside, I'm still all about bare feet and butterflies. I gotta kick off my shoes and chase something other than my next dollar. I'm still out where not a lot of things change like me, 'cause I'm still the same as that carefree, innocent girl. I don't wear hand-me-downs and I don't chew crack grass. A lot of things have gone in my past. Truth is deep down inside, I'm still all about bare feet and butterflies. Way down deep in my heart, I'm all about bare feet and butterflies. I'm all about skipping stones, me and a full moon all alone. I get back here when I can, just to remind myself of who I am.
Calgary, Alberta native Lori Kole, and going back there just a little bit. Your bare feet and butterflies. Well, Lori, yes, that was one of your earlier ones, and it's had lots of play here on Blue Water Radio. Tell us a little bit about the writing and recording of that song.
I love that song. You know, I'm listening to it, and the first few like beats of it and notes, it almost brings a tear to my eyes. That's such a dear song to my heart. I wrote that song about my little small town. I grew up in like a map dot town in Manitoba, St. Martin, Manitoba. And everyone knew each other, and we all knew each other's business, and it was just the perfect place to grow up. I was raised, like I said, on a ranch, and eventually, you know, we all have to move away because, you know, you go to school, you go to university, you get married. And, you know, I moved all the way to Alberta, and then I had children, and every summer I'd always bring them home. And so I'd be traveling across, like, Alberta, then Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and the song's very true because when I got through an area called the Narrows, like, I'd lose, like, kind of radio connection for a while, and then it would just be static. So there's a line in the song that talks about that. And, you know, I'd get home, and every year I'd go home, and there would be less family there because people pass away. And, you know, and we would sit around the table and have a drink and visit and dance around the living room. And it's all very autobiographical. It's really about my people in my hometown. So I thought it was a good song to write about because it's relatable, and there's so many people who, you know, have to leave their home, and sometimes far away, you know, miles and miles, thousands of miles away. And so there's nothing really more relatable than being able to go home.
Well, and it's funny you say about going back and how things change and all that. When we're younger or when we're teens, we look at our parents and they're losing people that they grew up with or around or whatever, and you never ever think that's ever gonna be happen in your time. But then when you do get older, and then all of the elders that you looked up to, we start losing them as well, and it's something that it just you don't think about it when you're younger, but when you do get older, you take more, you take less for granted. I know there's countless times that when I was probably younger as well, that you didn't know that was maybe going to be the last time you were at that place or in that moment or whatever. And yeah, definitely.
Or the last time you're going to see that person.
Absolutely.
A whole year goes by, and it's true. And sometimes, you think, well, I just want to get out of here. You get to 18 and you're like, I just want to blast this little town. I want to get out of here. But then, you realize just the beauty in the people that were there that really shaped, who you are, and, maybe made you accountable for, your values and who you are. And it's really important. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nothing more peaceful than when I honestly I'm in my bare feet on the farmland that's there still. And my brother still has the farm. My mom still lives there. And there's nothing more peaceful because we get busy, we're working, we have to earn money, and, you go back and it's just this, it like refills my cup.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it any other way. It's a safe place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
Such a safe place.
We have another song here. We're going to come back to talk with you more. It's another one from back in the earlier days of Lori's career. It's called Caught Up in You.
Caught on the freeway, looking at the brake lights shining for miles. Caught up in the rat race, feeling in last place all of the while. No matter where I go down that road, you're never too far. 'Cause I'm lost in the thought of being tangled up in your arms. Caught in a world that's moving too fast. Sometimes it feels like I'm caught in a trap. You set me free and my heart's on the loose. Every night by your side when I'm caught up in you. Stuck in this same job, punching that time clock day after day. Sun shining through the skylight, seems like the blue sky's so far away. But no matter how dark, I'm never in the shadows too long. Thinking of that smile lifts me high outside of these walls. Caught in a world that's moving too fast. Sometimes it feels like I'm caught in a trap. You set me free and my heart's on the loose. Every night by your side when I'm caught up in you. Caught in a world that's moving too fast. A rock and a hard place. Caught in a trap. You set me free and my heart's on the loose. Every night by your side when I'm caught up in you.
Caught on the freeway, looking at the brake lights.
Calgary, Alberta native Lori Kole and Caught Up in You. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Gee whiz. That song, that song I sat down and wrote with Alberta songsmith at, Troy Kokol.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great writer. We had a lot of fun writing that song. I wanted to write a love song. So there really isn't a huge story behind it. Just, I know I wanted it to be a love song and capture, those moments of just longing for that person, to be with that person when your days are so busy. And so I think we did that. I know that this song was played at several weddings along the way. So I think it was really just, it served its purpose.
Mm-hmm. So how was all the into the 90s? You said that you actually got started. How did you get started in the whole music industry and now we're to this point?
Well, coming from a small town, I was totally in the closet, Roz. I was not literally, but I was so shy and insecure, and I didn't have any confidence. I knew I loved to sing,
mm-hmm.
but I really started singing out of boredom, probably around the age of 6, and then I wouldn't let anybody hear me. And my mom, we had a local solo store, so they would have records.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really dating myself now, but I love it. And she'd buy us like Laura Branigan or Rock 81, these records that would come out, and I would learn all the words. I loved it, and it became a pastime. It became something to do. When you're living on a ranch, there's not a lot of kids around to play with except for your brother, and so it just became a hobby for me and something to amuse myself with doing. And I mimicked. I did a lot of mimicking to those artists, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, and then went through high school, that sort of thing. And then when I was about 19, I moved to Winnipeg, and I met Ray St. Germain. I started taking some vocal lessons from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he really gave me my start, and I credit him for that because he took me under his wing, and he was just amazing. He's passed away now, but he really was a key part of just saying, hey, you get up there, you sing. My knees were knocking together. I was so nervous. But you need that person in your career. It wasn't even a career back then. To just go, hey, you just have to do this. If you're passionate about it, just sing like nobody's listening is what he used to say. And so he did. And, things just kind of progressed from there.
Well, and this is where you are here today with just releasing your latest single. Who's of all the places you performed, I guess, performing, opening for or headlining for, who's some of the artists that you've got to team up with?
Well, actually, there's a few. I've opened for Sawyer Brown,
mm-hmm.
The Kentucky Headhunters,
mm-hmm.
Terry Clark.
Mm-hmm.
You're triggering my memory here. But the best in 2016 was Kenny Rogers.
Oh, wow.
That was an honor. That was his last tour, and he was at the Grey Eagle Casino in Calgary, and such an honor. We met him, my husband and I. My husband plays guitar in the band, and our whole band got to meet them backstage and meet him, and it was, I never in a million years would have ever expected that I would have had that opportunity and that honor to meet him, but he's truly such a kind man.
Mm-hmm.
And he grabbed my hand and he says, my God, girl. He looks at my husband, he goes, you need to buy this girl some mitts. Her hands are just freezing. And we had to run, because they said, okay, he's ready, he's going to meet you now. And we're like, oh my gosh, we're on stage, we're, and we're running. We had to run on the outdoors in November. So we ran from one part of the casino to the other. outside because it was faster. So of course we were freezing, right? It was snowing, but he was worth it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I never did get to meet Kenny Rogers, but yes, they the pioneers of country music, and actually, I actually seen there that he actually teamed up with our snowbird out there as well. So she Anne Murray, he ended up doing a duet with her years ago. So
Wow, I love Anne Murray.
yeah, she's one of our country music icons, I guess, as you would say.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she was my mom's favorite. My mom was always playing her stuff. And it looks like another sleepless night. I love that song. I could probably sing every single word of that song because of the amount of times that she played it.
That might be a cover for you to do for an upcoming EP.
That's a good idea. That's
There
a good
you go.
idea.
Well, it's been great having you here on the show tonight, Lori, and glad to have the brand new single here in the system. And I'll work at getting a few of the other ones of yours as well. And if you're ever up here performing in Canada again, make sure you get a local one here to the station.
Oh, thank you. I would love that. I would love that.
All right.
I really appreciate your support at Blue Water. Thank you for supporting independent artists. I feel such an honor to be on the show tonight with such a talented group of artists. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and yeah, we'll definitely stay in touch.